The healthcare revolution has started, and another volley into that revolution was initiated by Amazon and their purchase of One Life Home Healthcare yesterday, the announcement of the purchase. I had told you on July the 2nd that Amazon would buy Teladoc. Instead, they have bought One Line Healthcare, and it improved the price of the stock by some 70% in one day. I still believe that Amazon or Apple or Google will buy Teladoc as a part of this revolution. The fact remains, though, that the majority of investors have not recognized this for what it is and have not put their money in the right places to profit off of this revolution. I will share with you exactly who you should be investing in and why.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
If you've been with my channel for a while, you know for 2 years I've been beating this drum and basically indicating that this is going to happen, that the most important thing in my life will be the healthcare revolution, the recognition that our healthcare system is broken, and through artificial intelligence and machine learning and data, we now have the ability to change that, to change it entirely. And there have been a number of incidents that have given us clues, at least given me clues, to let me know that what is going to happen. And this purchase by Amazon into the healthcare field, whether it's Teladoc or One Life Home Healthcare, is really irrelevant. What it is an indication that this is going to happen, and the big money has recognized that it's happened, and they've recognized it a long time ago. I want to show you a video that I've mentioned in a number of cases of Jim Cramer interviewing Tim Cook in 2019. And Tim Cook basically said the most important thing that Apple is going to give society will be a revolution in healthcare. That was one of the first clues that I had. This is where the big money's going. This is where I can make money. I need to identify the companies. Watch this from Tim Cook.
On the healthcare in particular and sort of your well-being, this is an area that I believe if you zoom out into the future and you look back and you ask the question, what was Apple's greatest contribution to mankind? It will be about health. Because our business has always been about enriching people's lives, and as we've gotten into healthcare more and more, through the watch and through other things that we've created with Research Kit and Care Kit, and putting your medical records on the iPhone, this is a huge deal, and it's something that is very important for people. We are democratizing it. We are taking what has been with the institutions and empowering the individual to manage their health. And we're just at the front end of this. But I do think, looking back in the future, you will answer that question. Apple's most important contribution to mankind has been in health.
That led me to reading a number of books, the first one being Lifespan, and there's a whole list of them in the description that I would recommend that you read if this is an area that you believe that the future is going towards. And one of those books was The Code Breaker by Walter Isaacson. Walter was then interviewed on 60 Minutes, I believe it was in 2020, and this is what he had to say about the healthcare revolution.
So do you think this biotech revolution will be as big in scope and impact as the digital revolution was?
Well, I think the biotech revolution is going to be 10 times more important than the digital revolution because it allows us to hack the code of life.
As far as Amazon's recent purchase, you can read about it. Go to Seeking Alpha, and you'll see that basically this is a $3.9 billion acquisition. It's the first acquisition of Andy Jassy's tenure at Amazon, and he has made a point to say this is a very high priority on Amazon's expansion list. It gives them access to about 180 offices in around 25 states in the United States. And you have to ask yourself, why are they doing this? Why does Amazon want to get in healthcare? What's the profits there? Well, it's about a $4 trillion industry, and it's the second largest expenditure that a corporation has above the salary that they pay their individuals. And it is a means by which corporations can bring scale to the healthcare system and reduce their costs. What they are going to try to do is, particularly for young people who have yet to create a relationship with a primary doctor, they're going to give them access to a primary doctor. So rather than when you get sick and then it turns into a major issue, which reduces your productivity and increases costs for the corporation, they're going to have these young people in a quick relationship with a primary care doctor so that a small issue doesn't turn into a major disaster within the healthcare field. So Amazon has recognized that, and that's why they're buying One Life Healthcare, One Life Home Healthcare. I believe that they or Apple or Google will add to their arsenal of interest in healthcare revolution Teladoc. And Teladoc is probably the next one on the agenda. One Healthcare was about a $1.34 billion market cap, while Teladoc is about a $3 billion market cap. Now, what I would expect, and interestingly enough, as a result of this, we're seeing a price increase on Teladoc because, again, I think the rest of the world has recognized they will be an acquisition target. I did a video on July the 2nd of 2022 where I shared my reasons why I thought Amazon would buy Teladoc. Again, if it isn't Amazon, someone will, because this is the direction of the future. And as Walter Isaacs has said, this is bigger than the digital revolution. This is bigger than the internet. And we know what the effects of the internet are. At least some of us did. I went to school with a guy by the name of David Letterman. I was in college with him in 1965. And David was basically the David Letterman you know. I recently was sent by Brian, one of my tribe members in Nashville, a video. I don't know if he knew I knew David Letterman, but he wanted me to see this video of it was 30 years after we went to school together. It was in 1995. So the internet was happening, but David was interviewing Bill Gates. And check this out.
What about this internet thing? Do you know anything about that?
Sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
Well, it's become a place where people are publishing information.
Right.
So everybody can have their own homepage. Companies are there, the latest information. It's wild what's going on. You can send electronic mail to people. It is the big new thing.
I can remember a couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast a baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just thought to myself, does radio ring a bell? Yeah, I just don't know. What can you, just knowing me the little you know me now, what am I missing here? What do I need?
Well, if you want to learn about the latest cigars or auto racing statistics.
Well, I've got that covered. I subscribe to 2 British magazines devoted entirely to motorsports, and I call the Quaker State Speed Line about 2 times a half hour. So now, would the computer give me more than I'm getting that way?
Oh, you can find other people who have the same unusual interests you do.
Basically, what you see there is roughly 6-7 years after Microsoft had gone public, David Letterman still was not convinced that there was anything involved or anything that he should be interested in relative to the internet. Well, that's exactly what's happening in the healthcare revolution. Most people do not recognize it, do not understand it, so in fact, they aren't participating in it. Now, if you are one of those non-believers, call yourself David, I would suggest you read books. Here are some of the books that I think you should read. I also think you should get familiar with these people. This is Jennifer Doudna, George Church, and Emmanuel Carpentier, and these are the people who own the companies that I think you should invest in. I've got a list of about 10 of them that I'm invested in. 5 of them, I think, and I did a video just yesterday sharing you how I believe they are going to make me a multi-millionaire, maybe even a billionaire if I live long enough. But there are other companies that are in this field of healthcare or recognizing the field of health. I did a video just last week on Oracle buying Kerner, which is a company that is going to organize the data that is relative to healthcare, something that Tim Cook, if you'll remember in that video of 2019, mentioned that he would put your healthcare records, your healthcare data on your iPhone. This is going to happen, and Larry Ellison of Oracle is making it a priority. So there are a number of people now who have basically told you what I've been telling you for 2 years, that this is going to happen. Just now with Amazon, Tim Cook in the past, Walter Isaacson, Larry Ellison. If those people aren't enough to convince you this is the wave of the future, this is where you can make a substantial increase in your income, just call yourself David. And we won't worry about it any further. And David, you know who you are. Okay, that's my take on what I think is just another screaming that the healthcare revolution, and I want to change that to the health cure revolution because of the influx and what's going to happen with the genome sequencing, the genome editing, and the target therapies that are going to come and take the diseases out of our bodies that we've inherited from our ancestors as mutations in our genome, because God did not make us so that we could die from cancer and heart disease. No, that was given to us by the misbehavior of our ancestors. And now it seems that as a result of artificial intelligence, big data, genome sequencing, genome editing, all that's going to change. And Amazon just told you how they're going to play on it. Do not be surprised if sometime in the future, when you sign up for Amazon Prime, you will have the benefit of a primary care doctor at your disposal, either over the internet, over the phone, or maybe even a house call. Boy, wouldn't that be interesting? Hey, that's some of the good information that you'll get from Best of Us Investors. Later this afternoon, I've got to do my stock talk, which is something I look forward to, where my tribe comes together on a Zoom call, and we'll be talking about this. You can be assured. Talk to you again tomorrow.